Nathan missed out.
Welcome back to Sugarbee, your home for the best Heartland updates, breakdowns, and early leaks the internet doesn't want you to see. Today, we're diving into something huge, the brand new Episode 8 trailer for Season 19. And trust me, these leaked details change everything for Amy, Nathan, Jack, and even Spartan. If you thought Episode 7 shook your emotions, Episode 8 is about to hit 10 times harder. Episode 8 opens with a kind of quiet that says more than dialogue ever could. It's early morning at Heartland. The sky is gray, the air still, and the barn feels colder than usual. Amy steps inside slowly, almost as if she's trying not to disturb the silence already weighing heavily in the room. She reaches for Spartan's halter, a small, familiar action, but this time, her hand lingers longer than usual. Her shoulders drop, her jaw tightens, and it becomes painfully clear. Amy. Fleming is struggling. What the trailer captures in just a few seconds is the emotional spiral Amy has been trying to hide from everyone. Even from herself. She wants so desperately to believe that she can trust Nathan. She wants to believe that this time, finally, she chose someone who wouldn't break her heart or Lindy's stability. But every time she tries to reassure herself, a voice inside her whispers that something is very, very wrong. The barn scene is powerful because Amy doesn't cry. She doesn't rant. She doesn't even speak. But her silence is louder than all of that. This is the kind of silence that comes right before a breaking point. As she traces the worn leather of Spartan's halter with her fingertips, viewers can almost see the memories flooding her mind, the moments she felt Nathan slipping away, the times he cancelled plans, the way he doesn't fully understand her bond with Lindy, and now the nightmare involving his sister. This is when the audience realizes the truth. Amy is not just afraid of losing Nathan, she is terrified of choosing the wrong man for her daughter. Amy knows what a father figure means, how much weight that title carries. Because she's lived through the best and the worst of it. She knows what a good man looks like. Ty set that standard, not in perfection, but in loyalty, presence, and heart. And that is exactly what Nathan promised her. He promised stability, that he would be someone she could lean on. Someone consistent. He promised presence, that he wouldn't disappear, that he would show up when she needed him. He promised family a chance at something real, something lasting, something safe for Lindy. For a moment, Amy dared to believe all of those promises. But as soon as Nathan's sister came back into their lives, those promises didn't just crack, they shattered. The woman who already caused harm once is suddenly at the center of another mess, and instead of protecting Amy or hearing her out, Nathan seems blinded by loyalty to his sister. Amy sees the pattern forming. Even if she doesn't want to accept it, Nathan will always defend his family first, even when his family is hurting the people he claims to love. As Amy stands in the barn beside Spartan, she realizes something heartbreaking. The man she hoped would bring peace into her life might actually be the source of her next heartbreak. And that understanding, that shift from hope to fear, is where Amy's trust begins to crumble. If Episode 8 has one central explosion, it's this. The truth about Nathan's sister finally comes out. And it's so much worse than anyone expected. The trailer gives us only a few seconds of this storyline, but those seconds are enough to send fans spiraling. We see Amy kneeling beside Spartan's stall, her brows tightly knitted, her eyes narrowing at a strange powdery substance on the ground. It's subtle, almost easy to overlook, but Amy's instincts are sharper than ever. She recognizes the scent, the texture, the way Spartan has been acting. Something is off. Something is familiar. Something she has seen before. And suddenly, the truth hits her like a kick to the chest. This isn't an accident. This isn't a coincidence. This is deliberate. The biggest leak confirms it. Nathan's sister tampered with the horses not once, but twice. She was behind the first mysterious illness, and now, she's responsible for Spartan's decline. Amy doesn't want to believe it. She desperately tries to convince herself that maybe she's wrong, that maybe she's jumping to conclusions again, because if she's right, everything she has built with Nathan begins to crumble in her hands. She remembers the humiliation of accusing his sister the first time. She remembers apologizing. She remembers Nathan's disappointment. It still stings. But this time, the evidence is undeniable. The leaked script pages describe Amy collecting samples, her hands shaking, her breath unsteady. She doesn't want this to be true, but it is. The woman Nathan keeps defending the woman he insists Amy misunderstands, is actively harming her horses. And that's when Amy's heartbreak turns into something stronger. Resolve. She confronts Nathan, just like the script leak describes. But instead of hearing her out, instead of looking at the evidence, instead of realizing how serious this is, Nathan shuts down. He crosses his arms. He shakes his head. He refuses to believe it. "You're making something out of nothing," he says in the leaked dialogue. "You did this before." He reminds her. "You already accused her once." This is where everything snaps. Amy's voice trembles, not because she's scared, but because she feels betrayed. She's not attacking his sister. She's protecting her horses. She's protecting Spartan. She's trying to protect their relationship from a truth that's already tearing it apart. But Nathan can't see it. Or he won't see it. This becomes their biggest fight yet. A confrontation charged with months of unresolved tension. Nathan's refusal isn't just frustrating, it's painful. Amy feels unseen, unheard, alone, again. And deep down, this fight awakens an old wound she thought she'd healed. The fear of not being believed. The fear of fighting battles that should be fought together but end up being fought alone. The fear of losing control over the safety of those she loves. For Amy, it feels like reliving the hardest moments of her past, but this time, it's not just about her. She's fighting for her daughter. She's fighting for Spartan. She's fighting for the life she rebuilt from the ashes of grief. And as Nathan walks away from the argument, refusing to listen, Amy realizes something devastating. Love isn't enough if the person you love won't stand with you when it matters most. If there is one storyline in episode 8 that hits fans straight in the heart, it's Spartan's sudden decline. The trailer gives us only a fraction of a second, a blurry, frantic shot of Jack guiding Spartan up the ramp of a horse trailer. But that moment alone is enough to strike fear into every longtime Heartland viewer. Spartan isn't just another horse. He is the horse, Amy's partner, Ty's legacy, the soul of the show, and in episode 8, he is in danger again. The leaked details confirm what fans suspected. Spartan refuses to eat. He stumbles when he walks, struggling to keep his balance. His eyes dull, his steps slow. This isn't a minor injury. This isn't a simple cold. This is serious. The kind of serious that puts a tightening in Amy's chest and sends Jack into immediate action mode. Jack Bartlett doesn't panic easily, but when it comes to Spartan, the stakes are different. The trailer shows Jack with a hand on Spartan's neck, whispering to him, urging him forward. His voice is steady, but his face is pale, his jaw tight. This isn't the confident rancher we're used to. This is a man terrified of losing the living symbol of his granddaughter's strength. Spartan carried Amy through heartbreaks, through love, through motherhood, through healing. Losing Spartan would be like losing a piece of Heartland itself. The emotional twist in this chapter is something fans may not expect. Jack's breakdown isn't about his own aging this time. It isn't about his fear of becoming weaker or slower. It's about Spartan suffering something Jack takes personally. Because to Jack, Spartan isn't Amy's horse. He's family. The leaked script pages describe a moment where Jack is alone with Spartan for a short time while Amy calls the vet. In this moment, he gently brushes Spartan's mane, his voice cracking as he says, "You've carried her through worse than this. Don't you quit on us now?" It's a rare moment of vulnerability from Jack, one that reminds us how deeply he loves, even if he rarely says it out loud. This is the point where the emotional direction of episode 8 shifts dramatically. Until now, the focus has been on relationships, trust, and betrayal. But Spartan's emergency pulls everything back to the essence of Heartland, family loyalty, and the bonds that keep them grounded. Because while Amy is drowning in her conflict with Nathan, Spartan's suffering forces her to snap back into clarity. The moment she sees Jack loading Spartan into the trailer, everything else vanishes. The fight with Nathan, the doubts, the betrayal, none of it matters. All that matters is Spartan. The camera captures Amy running toward the trailer, her face full of terror and guilt. She knows she missed something. She knows she should have listened to her instincts earlier. She knows this could have been prevented. But there's an even deeper layer. Spartan's decline is not accidental, it is connected to Nathan's sister. And once Amy realizes this, the emotional stakes triple. The fight with Nathan is no longer about pride or misunderstandings. It's about her horse's life. And with Spartan's breathing labored, Jack's eyes wet, and Amy trembling with fear, viewers feel the shift. This isn't just another episode. This is a turning point. Heartland is reminding us that the true legacy of the show is not romance. It's the unbreakable bond between humans and the animals they love, and the family that holds them together when everything is falling apart. Episode 8 takes a dramatic turn, not because of a breakup, but because of a proposal that never gets the chance to happen. A leaked production memo now circulating in fan groups and Discord servers confirms something that absolutely no one expected. Nathan planned to propose to Amy in this episode. Yes, he had the ring. Yes, he had the moment planned. Yes, he believed he was ready to become a permanent part of Amy and Lindy's life. The trailer even shows one blink and you miss it detail: Nathan sitting alone in his truck, hands shaking slightly as he opens a small velvet ring box. His face is not excited, it's terrified. This is a man who knows he's taking a huge step and one who desperately hopes Amy is ready to take it with him. But here's the tragic part: Amy never gets the chance to see the ring. Not today. Not like this. Because before Nathan can even take a breath, Amy confronts him about the evidence she found in Spartan's stall, the substance she now knows was tampered with, again, and all signs point to Nathan's sister. The confrontation isn't explosive at first. It's quiet. Controlled. The kind of quiet that hurts more than shouting. Amy doesn't accuse, she asks. She wants him to trust her judgment. She wants him to listen. But Nathan does exactly the opposite. He shuts down. He gets defensive. He treats Amy's concern like an attack instead of a warning. For Amy, it's heartbreaking. Because she's lived this story before: the fear, the doubt, the feeling that someone she cares about doesn't hear her until it's too late. But now, it isn't just about her. It's about Lindy, who already sees Nathan as a steady presence. It's about Spartan, who is suffering because of someone's dangerous interference. It's about the ranch, which has always been her safe place, now threatened again. Nathan can't see any of that. He's so wrapped in protecting his sister, so desperate to keep peace within his own family, that he completely misses the bigger picture. Amy isn't attacking him. She's trying to protect the life he wants to join, and that's where everything falls apart. The proposal he imagined, a quiet moment, a soft confession, a future sealed with hope, dissolves instantly. The ring stays in the box. Nathan's plans crumble. What was supposed to be a turning point for their relationship becomes the biggest fracture they've ever faced. And the painful irony: Nathan wanted forever with Amy, but his refusal to face the truth about his sister may lose him that forever, completely. Episode 8 transforms the idea of a romantic milestone into a devastating near-miss, one that sets the stage for Amy's hardest decision of the season. Is Nathan truly the man she wants in her life, or the man she almost chose too soon? Every season, there comes a moment when Lou Fleming stops being the mayor, the businesswoman, the problem solver, and becomes the protective big sister. Episode 8 gives us that: Lou, sharp, fierce, and completely done with watching Amy get hurt. The trailer shows a brief but powerful moment: Lou slamming a thick file onto the kitchen table. Fans paused that frame 1,000 times, and leaks confirm exactly what's inside. Vet reports, lab tests, patterns that prove the sabotage didn't happen by accident. Lou didn't just get mad. She investigated. Quietly, thoroughly, and when the facts lined up, she didn't sugarcoat anything. Amy, she says, voice steady but emotional, you can't keep protecting people who don't protect you. This line hits Amy and the audience like a punch to the chest. Because deep down, Amy knows she's been making excuses. She knows she's been holding on to Nathan out of hope, not proof. And she knows that every time she avoids conflict, she risks Lindy, Spartan, and the ranch she's worked her whole life to protect. Lou's intervention becomes the push Amy didn't realize she needed. But the tension doesn't end there. According to leaked filming notes, Lou confronts Nathan's sister directly, and this is where episode 8 reaches peak drama. This isn't the political public-facing Lou we're used to. This is Lou on a mission. The confrontation allegedly happens near the barns. Lou corners Nathan's sister with the evidence, asking point-blank why she would risk the welfare of the animals. Nathan's sister tries to deflect, claiming it was harmless. But Lou shuts it down immediately. You don't get to play with lives just because you're jealous. Lou snaps. This is Amy's home. These are our horses. It's the most fiery Lou moment we've seen in years. A callback to her strongest, most protective seasons. And what makes it even more powerful: Amy witnesses part of it. She sees her sister fight for her, stand up for the ranch, and demand truth when Amy has been too overwhelmed to do it herself. Lou becomes the anchor Amy so badly needed during this emotional storm. And thanks to her, Amy finally stops tiptoeing around the truth. This chapter marks a major turning point. Amy stops defending Nathan's sister. She stops apologizing for her instincts. And she begins making decisions that protect her family even if they hurt. After all the tension, betrayal, and emotional weight of episode 8, Heartland gives us something it does best: a soft, sweet, perfectly awkward young romance moment. Katie and Dex, the newest slow burn pairing fans adore, end up at the same community event completely by accident. Neither knew the other was going. Neither planned anything. But in classic Heartland fashion, the people around them assume they're together, and instead of correcting them, they roll with it. The trailer shows the cutest moment, Dex scratching the back of his head, while Katie tries to hide a smile behind her hair. It's the exact kind of subtle chemistry Heartland fans live for, the small sparks that remind everyone of young Amy and Ty. What makes this chapter so special is how natural it feels. Dex challenges Katie in all the right ways, not aggressively, not arrogantly, but with the kind of gentle teasing that pulls her out of her shell. He encourages her to try new things. He listens. He notices her discomfort and checks in quietly. Katie, in return, softens Dex's rough edges. She makes him laugh. She surprises him with her confidence. And for the first time, Dex lets his guard down around someone his age. Throughout the event, they share little moments, awkwardly bumping hands. When passing popcorn, lawing at inside jokes, catching each other, staring, walking slower so the evening doesn't end too soon. Their connection is easy, organic, and deeply Heartland. And here's where the emotional brilliance lies. While Amy's world is falling apart, while Jack is breaking under the weight of Spartan's decline, while Lou is fighting battles in the background, Katie and Dex bring hope. Their scenes remind the audience that life still has new beginnings. That love, even young love, can grow in the simplest, sweetest ways. That Heartland is about healing, families, futures, and the connections that carry us forward. Their storyline becomes the emotional balance episode 8 desperately needs. And yes, fans who loved Amy and Ty will absolutely recognize the parallels. It's not a copy, but a tribute, a reminder that love stories in Heartland don't end, they evolve. This chapter is where episode 8 becomes unforgettable and heartbreaking. Spartan's health is declining, quietly, slowly, painfully, and Jack knows it. Jack has always been the rock of Heartland, steady, brave, and unshakable. But the trailer gives us one devastating shot. Jack turning away from Amy, wiping his eyes with trembling fingers. For longtime fans, this is the moment that shatters them. Because this isn't about Jack losing a horse, it's about Jack losing a part of the family. Spartan is not just Amy's horse, he's a symbol of her entire journey. He was there when Ty arrived. He was there through Amy's grief. He was there when she became a mother. He carried her through every major milestone. Jack knows that Spartan is running out of time, but Amy is already drowning in stress. Nathan, the sister's sabotage, Lindy's safety. The ranch. So Jack faces the impossible. Does he tell Amy now and break her heart? Or does he wait, hoping for one more good day, one more ride, one more moment of peace? This internal battle defines Jack's storyline. The leaks describe one emotional scene where Jack sits in Spartan's stall late at night, gently stroking his mane, whispering, "You've done enough, old boy." His voice cracks, he hides his face, and in that small moment, fans realize the truth. This storyline isn't about Spartan's sickness, it's about loss, the kind Heartland has always handled with tenderness and honesty. Jack doesn't want to be the bearer of more pain, but he also refuses to lie to Amy. This sets up a heartbreaking confrontation later in the episode, not angry, not dramatic, but deeply emotional. And as viewers, we know what's coming. Spartan's story is heading toward a goodbye, maybe not this episode, but soon. The final minutes of episode 8 are quiet, almost too quiet, and that's what makes them devastating. After everything, the sabotage, the lies, the fear for Spartan, the emotional exhaustion, Amy reaches her limit. The trailer ends with her whispering, "I can't do this anymore, Nathan." She doesn't raise her voice, she doesn't explain, she doesn't cry, she simply chooses peace. And that's when the leaks confirm a final heartbreaking image, Nathan standing alone beside his truck, holding the unopened ring box. All those plans, all that hope, all those promises of stability and family, gone. Amy walks away with Lindy, her hand protectively on her daughter's back. The sun sets behind them, symbolic, poetic, fitting. This ending is powerful because it isn't about drama, it's about clarity. Amy chooses Lindy's safety, Spartan's well-being, her family's trust, her own intuition, her peace. This moment sets up a massive shift for the final episodes of season 19. Because now, Amy is alone, Nathan is shattered, Spartan is declining, Jack is carrying a painful truth, Lou is on high alert, Katie is falling in love. Heartland is preparing for a season end that will test every character and change everything moving forward, and that, Heartland fans, is where episode 8 leaves us. A broken proposal, a sister's betrayal, a horse fighting for his life, Jack carrying a truth too heavy for words, Lou stepping into her full protective power. Katie and Dex, discovering something real and sweet, and Amy, choosing peace over chaos, as Amy walks away from Nathan with Lindy at her side and Spartan heavy on her mind. The entire energy of Heartland shifts. This isn't just a breakup, this is Amy reclaiming her voice after years of pain, confusion, and compromise. But here's the real question. What happens now? Will Nathan try to win her back? Will Spartan's condition worsen? Will Amy finally face the truth Jack is hiding? And will episode 9 bring the moment fans are quietly fearing? Or the miracle they're desperately hoping for? Heartland has set the stage for one of the most emotional final chapters we've seen in years. And nothing will be the same after this. So if you thought episode 8 hurt, just wait, because the storm hasn't passed. It's only beginning. This is Sugarbee, and I'll be right here breaking down every leak, every spoiler, and every heartbreaking moment as we move closer to the season 19 finale. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join our Heartland family, because trust me, you do not want to miss what comes next. See you in the next video.